I didn't know how long that song was. Hey guys, what's going on? My air conditioner came back on. What's up? I came back. I thought, let's just go onto Google Earth and let's just Google Earth. How's that? Let's just Earth. And in the comments, if you guys want to give me locations, I'll do my best to find the locations. Be, I don't know if I could punch in numbers or anything like that. But like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll look it up on my phone. That's what I'll do. I'll look it up on my phone and then find it on there. That's how we'll handle it. So put suggestions like, hey, this person showed a Google satellite view of XYZ. Is it true? Can you find it, Kelly? Whatever. Just, I'm, instead of going down to the micro with the Google Earth, what I'm looking at is like the macro. How far out can we get and see what's going on? So when you look at the difference between Google Earth and flat Earth map, you've got excluding some certain lands that it's like, let's look at it this way and then go and see if this is true. Does that make sense? Let's look from one perspective and see, is this correct? Because the concept of Pangea never made sense to me. On a ball of water that is spinning and going through space at tens of thousands of miles an hour. Spinning. And then land comes apart and we don't have a wobble. It's the autistic analyzing and seeing patterns and pattern recognition in me said that's just false. Oops, hold on, let me fix something back here. There we go. Sorry about that. So it's like, so something is not. I'm sorry, yelling. My air conditioner was on. Something is not right here. Something is not right when I'm looking at this, because in the parts and pieces, again, trying to put a puzzle together. In the parts and pieces, which we're about to look at, I turn the air conditioner off. That's probably gonna get hot in a minute. Oh, but I have seen parts and pieces of creatures, and just like fittest flat earther, is that his name? Sorry. He goes out and gets pictures and looks, oh, this looks very similar to this. I have videos that are on my TikTok of the stuff we're about to look at. If you want to, you let me know what you want to look at. But I wanted to show you some things that I thought were like really interesting. That let's go on if this globe we're about to look at, called Google Earth, is in the shape of a globe. Hi, Hazel, thank you. If this might not be one landmass. Think about this. One big kind of like landmass or one large creature, whether it be humanoid, animaloid, or whatever happens, or a dragon, or a serpent, a feathered serpent, a bird, something flying, and with wings and talons or claws and all kinds of stuff. And looking at Google Earth with me going, what is this? Because the idea of Pangea, let's think about this. Pangea, this big landmass, like everything's together. Pangea came apart, which when you look at the practical aspect, if you have a spinning ball that's spinning that fast and going that fast through a vacuum, not think about that one for a second, the vacuum, and laugh. But that's the concept, is vacuum or not, something is spinning and it's not balanced. It's not balanced. So growing up, one thing that I saw in my dad's business was one of his employees that did front end alignments and balanced tires. Excuse me. And dad didn't really want me doing it. But when I asked, he taught me how to balance tires and how it's done and how you do the weights and everything. And he showed me how to do it like through feeling it instead of like actual precise calibration and all that. Like so but I saw a tire that's just a tire shape that will be so off balance it will cause a ton of damage unless you put one little teeny tiny, well, I mean they're a little wider than that, but it's barely any weight at all sometimes on the opposite side, and you tap it on the wheel, the weight, to balance the tire. So when you throw one of those weights, like it comes off for whatever reason, you hit it or it just wasn't put on properly, and it comes off, your tire's out of balance again. You know, and that happens. So that's just a tire. Look how tiny a tire is. And again, you might not have gone through what I went through, just watching years and years of someone else doing it, and then, you know, being taught how to do it myself and understanding how it's done. And then I'm in class. I'm in class and they're trying to say Pangea happened. Like, okay, we've got this Earth. Let's think about this. None of this made sense to me. This Earth thing that we're talking about, you know, water and land, but there's only one solid mass of land. Did anybody go, something's not right here in the first place? How do we have land? If we have land and water and the land is solid, then the water is not in the land anywhere. It's just water and land. And so if you've got land and water, then the land's over here and the water's over here, and it's spinning, going thousands of miles an hour. Okay, you know, first of all, that didn't make any damn sense. But now, from this one land mass on a globe, and I can't figure out how that's a thing, the way that they show it happening, not that it couldn't happen, something breaks apart from the middle and comes, you know, out or whatever. But the way that they explained it in the pictures that they showed didn't balance out. There was no balance in what I was being taught. So I sat there not knowing what to do with information I couldn't take in as a good foundation, because there was something not right about it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was just an outright lie. So I'm trying to do the physics in my head of how this is possible for one big landmass and water to break apart. See what happens to a tire, the damage that is done to a tire and to the vehicle if it throws a weight and the tires aren't balanced. But this is Earth. It's big. And it's one land mass in water spinning, which it doesn't make sense to me at all. Because we're lopsided. Anything lopsided spinning is going to come apart. Like it's not going to work in the first place. So the beginning of this thing that we were taught didn't even make sense. So I kept going over and over and analyzing this from every angle, trying to make it work. Because I was told it worked, and so it has to be true. It's adults, and I'm a child. It has to be true. They know I don't. They didn't know. It was a book that was printed like a year before. It's a book that was 1 year old that they were teaching out of. Okay, and then the Pangea idea of okay, now we're gonna break apart and spread apart and everything. Where's my? I'm sorry, I lost my everything. And everything's gonna stay balanced. So this one landmass is gonna break into multiples, and it doesn't look like they even told us the right number that it broke into. I'm just saying. So if it was one thing in the first place, and they have a suggested shape, don't they? of what it looked like before it broke apart. It's like, look, this fits perfectly into here and here and here. Does it? It does on a flat Earth map, doesn't it? It fits together well. Something that's flat and non-moving, if a big landmass in water and the landmass breaks apart and floats apart, that's not big a deal as if something is spinning and going through space at thousands of miles an hour. So this globe model, what it looks like to me is the flat Earth map that is kind of like all one big chunky kind of interesting thing, is broken apart and spread out on a ball. So it appears that it's a ball spinning with all these continents that they don't even have turned properly or the right size. If you go up there, you'll see that like this country and this country are the exact same width. But this one is drawn bigger and this one's drawn over here. So we never had a good map. And I don't know if you want to call it directional dyslexia, but none of it ever made sense to me. Am I the only one? I mean, I've got to be the only one. Like, none of this made sense. But if this big known world, this place on the No Skin Funded map, where we find ourselves, No Skin Funded map. I'm not going to tell you what it looked up. Oh, good grief. Nose. Oh my gosh. There we go. No Skin Funded map. Images. So we're looking at this, and we're looking at the known worlds. So this looks a lot different than what we're shown. This is the known worlds right here. The Atlantic Ocean and so forth. We found another view. Here's one where you pan out, and this person earns money off of his maps and everything. So I don't want to sit here and just take all this credit and everything. I want to let you know that this guy, the No Skin Funded guy, sells his own maps. He sells them in digital form and actual maps and posters that you can put on the wall and stuff. So I want to make sure I don't make any money off of that, you guys. I'm just putting credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this map. This I think it is a man sells this map, so I don't want to take any money away from him. If you're interested in the No Skin Funded map, go find his. That's probably noskinfunded.com or something. I don't know. Go find his stuff, and he sells it if you're interested, because this is good stuff, you guys. And the digital, you'd be able to zoom in really well on the digital poster. Would be just like cool on your wall, but here's like where we are. And if you look at Martin Kinney, words, oh my gosh, the egg, did I say his name right? The cosmic egg. When we're looking at that, this is kind of in general in the shape of what he's talking about. But the known world, if you want to say us, if you will, is in the middle. But look at this. It's us, this big like cluster of, what was that? Was it formerly some kind of animal? We're finding out that's, I'm sorry, it's there we go. So the ring around it, see how you have what looks like one animal, another animal, or creature, another animal, all the way around. Oops, sorry. Let me do, it's blurry, but you'll get the idea. It's blurry because you pay him money and you will see all the details, and it's incredible. It's an amazing map. So like this could be one whole creature. That could be one whole creature. That one whole, and or one or two or three or so creatures. Look at that. Is that a mermaid tail? I mean, what is this thing? Is that a tail? Is it a what is that? So that being said, I didn't want to just hop on Google Earth and go, hey, look, we're on a ball. That's the reason I talked about this first. Because think of this Nose-Confundan map in the middle where we are. Think of that spread over a globe. So what they've done is they've taken this, which is solid-ish. I know there's like some space in the middle, but it's solid-ish, kind of like in one big chunk. So now what I'm going to do today is go over to Google Earth and look at it as if it's puzzle pieces of a whole. You know what I mean? See what the puzzle pieces are that are out there, understanding that they're not arranged that way. And while we find all of these things, go, okay, if this was beside this and this was moved over and then this was a solid thing, then that would absolutely make sense. So think of this as something you find on the side of the road that might be in parts and pieces, so you don't quite know what it is. think of Google Earth as that, and think of the Nose-Confundan map as the picture on the box of the puzzle. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is just like North America is one puzzle piece, because North America looks like it's kind of like solid with other things. What is coming out now, and I forgot the country. I'm so sorry. I'm geographically challenged for a reason, but there are certain countries that are not supposed to be beside each other on the globe. When you look on the globe, they're thousands of miles apart or whatever. And people are starting to show, hey, wait a minute, look, here's what it looks like on the globe and on the map. And here's what it looks like from the shoreline. And it's just like right across the river is what it looks like. Is that other country that's supposed to be thousands of miles away. People are starting to put that out where they're just hopping easily from one country to another, which is supposed to be like a 20-hour flight or something. Excuse me. Makes sense? So all that's starting to come out and it's on TikTok, and then TikTok's going to go away as we're sitting here going, oh my God, these countries are almost touching, like the Nose-Confundan map. A lot of these countries aren't separated at all by water. And it's like, how did they pull that off? That is incredible. Now, if you look at this, all revolves around Jesus for some reason, right? The reign of Christ. Christ consciousness, as they call it today, which I just see it as golden energy. Not really Christ anything. This concept or reign of Jesus Christ, I've done extensive research, which entertainment purposes only, I'm probably making all of this up. And in my extensive research, it appears that Christ came for 1,000 years and ruled, and it looks like what they're calling Tartarian buildings were built by Jesus Christ. All these Tartarian buildings. You guys, the massive buildings that were founded now. Do your own research. Don't believe anything I say. Don't believe a word I say. Go do your own research. But the reign of Jesus Christ and building of some buildings look like they took place at kind of the same time. When I look back, and I've done my research, do your own. Don't piggyback off of me. Go do your own research. When I go and look, someone like Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Jesus, Adam, Eve, Moses, all of those characters, Meshach, Reshach, and yesterday to go, and whatever all their names are, like all of them. And then they talk of the giants. They speak of the giants. And when I look at Adam and all, they look like they could possibly be 300 feet tall. Noah in the Bible was described as being 300 feet tall. Don't believe me. Go do your own research. With horns. With horns. I don't remember that in Sunday school. Just saying. I might not have been paying attention. But I don't remember my teacher telling me that Moses was 300 feet tall and had horns. Don't remember that part. Did you? Were you paying attention? I just maybe I was just daydreaming. I don't know, but I missed that. I missed that. So when we're talking about Jesus ruling and reigning, don't you have the idea? Every single one of you out there, didn't you go like, Jesus was probably just a little taller than me? Yeah, I'm female. He's probably, I don't know, 6, 8 inches taller than me. Isn't that your idea? My version of it, but wasn't that your idea? It's like, yeah, I'd probably be nose to nose with Jesus, or you tall people out there, like, yeah, I'd see what the top of Jesus's head looked like. He'd look like a little kid to me. Ha 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 ha. What if Jesus, go do your research, was 300 feet tall? Let's just back up a minute. Let's not even think 300 feet tall. What if Jesus was 30 feet tall? That is the size of the opening. What's the size of the openings of these founded buildings? Before we go look at Google Earth, we're going to have some fun over there, right? What is the height of the doors of these founded buildings? What's one that I can look up on here? How tall are the front doors of government buildings? Let's just see what pops up here. 80 inches. Okay, no. They're just talking about Americans with disability and stuff. See. Not a standard American door. It's not what I'm looking. There it is. U.S. National Archives. 37 feet and 7 inches high. Okay, this one in particular, just one in particular came up. It's the, hold on. The bronze doors stand about 37 feet and 7 inches high and are 10 feet wide and 11 inches thick. God. Each door weighs roughly 6.5 tons. And that was just roughly one of those buildings. Okay. This randomly came up. That's what I'm saying. What if Jesus was 30 feet tall? Because don't you like to go into a door and not hit your head? People are 6'8". I mean, sorry, and taller. A standard door frame today is 6'8". So sorry, you tall guys, but if you were Jesus, would you want to hit your head going through a door frame? So I'd put it probably at least 7 feet or more. 5 to 7 feet or more above my head. I would build buildings if I were Jesus and I were 30 feet tall. Now let's think about this again. I'm not saying Jesus is a lizard. I'm hopping over to something else that's about 30 feet tall that I have remote viewed on planet Earth. When you look at the royal family, for entertainment purposes only, I'm probably making all of this up. When I remote viewed the royal family and what is called American royalty, not the actors that are playing the parts of these characters. Does that make sense? The original ones, if you want to say the rulers. And I don't see elected officials as being, what do you call them? Reptilians or lizard beings. I don't see elected officials being lizard beings. I see the ones that are like, hey, I'm royalty. I'm of the family. Those are the lizard people. There's a difference. I'm not saying you can't see one. It's not possible. That's not what I mean. It's just that I never typically see an elected politician. Those are typically humans that are bought off. Does that make sense? And then when you get into the royals or the bloodlines or those that are non-elected, but hey, because those two people like went to a laboratory and made clones and shit. Now we've got a bloodline. You thought I said they went on a date and made a baby. You thought that's what I was going to say. They don't do that stuff. It's beneath them. You use laboratories for that stuff. You. So we got a bloodline going on, growing in their eggs and so forth. But what else is roughly 30 feet tall? When I remote viewed Queen, what's her face? I forgot the last one that was the long time person. That's like, is she ever going to go away? Like, what does she eat? Like, does she go into one of those hyperbaric chambers at night? Like, does she go into an egg? Like Mork and Mindy? Mork from Ork? It's been funny. So when I remote viewed her, how long ago was that, you guys? I did it on YouTube. I remote viewed her on YouTube. Some of you were watching, and she was 27 feet tall, and she looked like. Wait a minute. Wait, I got a picture. This is not her. Just this is what she looked like. Yeah, give me a minute. I apologize. Where did I put this? Oh, I think it was Afterlife. Let me look at Afterlife. I think it's where I'm sorry, everything changed on here. Here it is. Okay. You've got, these are so small. Everything has changed on StreamYard. I apologize. Everything's so small. I'm just going to start clicking because I can't see. Oh, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Yes, I found it. Let me go through all of these first. This is like, okay, here we go. This is the jellyfish concept that we're looking at. If you want to think of that as like an eyeball. And then down below, I know they're teeny tiny down there and kind of like hard to see. Can you see them now? See those people down there? That's the level that we're on. So what I'm doing is I'm showing you what this looks like in every dimension because I'm talking about the same thing. It just looks different. Does that make sense? So it's like kumbaya, I'm remote viewing over here. And then another person's all like, kumbaya, I'm looking over there. And you're actually looking at the same thing. But I'm going to make it simple. It's like, oh, it's green. No, it's blue. Because you're looking at it from two different perspectives. You see it differently, but you're looking at the same thing. And so what I'm doing is I'm just showing you the same thing in different dimensions. So instead of arguing, oh no, it's fractals. Oh no, it's not. It's jellyfish beings. No, it's all everything you're saying. Excuse me. It's the same energy expressed. The same energy expressed differently in multiple dimensions. And at the end of the day, remember it's feelings and emotions. Okay. I thought that was just cool. But that is the cover of the book that I'm showing you the pages from that book. Does that make sense? There's the pages in that book. So that's where you can find all of this if you're looking for it. Because you want to, I want it all for myself, Kelly. Go for it. Go for it. Don't let me stop you. There's another concept and idea of it. I'd remote viewed that for years and I saw it. And then you guys were like, hey, Kelly, that thing you were describing for like 7 years. I found it. It's in a book. I was like, oh, yes. Yes. A lot of people see stuff like this when they die and all. Don't go into the tunnel. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here's all the deities. So here's the masters of deception, if you will. Okay, these beings in the back, even though the queen was the queen and everybody was scared of her, and well, you know the story. It's like, oh my goodness, she is tiny but mighty. No. See that thing in the background on the top left? You got the top right is a white horse head bat looking thing with wings that's really big on the top right. And then on the top left, you've got like Barney the dinosaur looking kind of dinosaur over there, real tall. That's what the Queen of England looks like, is the one on the left. And she's high up. But as you can tell, she's not the highest. That one on the right is. And I've met the one on the right. I've met that one. That one visited me often. When we'll just say I was living in Arlington, and we'll leave the details to that. I was being visited often by this white one in Arlington. Anytime this white one showed up, gosh, I can't see that tiny. I'm so sorry. The ones that were like green, but had kind of a black tint to the green, they would show up and make a circle and do all this energy stuff. And then this the white one, the horse looking bat looking, I don't know what to call it. the white thing with bat ears and a horse head, or a bat head, that would show up. And I would hear words from it. The ones down below did not talk to me. When they would visit me, they would not talk to me. They just did energy stuff to prepare for this guy coming. Like, make sure you're paralyzed, you can't move, and it's like, oh, she's a yappy one, isn't she? She's not really happy about this. It's like, what do we do? We can pin her down, but we can't shut her mouth. Fuck. Anyway, they don't say anything. They just try to get my mouth to close. And they deem that very hard. They would use green and purple lights on me just to kind of paralyze me, and then all of the lights on the other person. And like they were rewiring and reprogramming this other person. I'm leaving all the details out. So, but yeah, this white guy showed up. But this white guy is bigger than Barney over to the left. You know, Queen Barney going on. But anyway, when I remote viewed Queen Barney was roughly, it's my best guess, 27 feet tall. Okay. 27 feet tall. Let me find the pictures on the bottom. Oh, here we go. There we go. So here's kind of an expanded picture. Check it out. So these are all of the deceptors, if you will. They come in and they play all the parts. They play the deities, play angels, the mythical gods. They play all the roles, so that they cover all the bases. No matter what god you pray to, they're pretending to be that one. They got all their bases covered. Okay. So, but you can see the Barney guy on the top left, and they're roughly about 30 feet tall. And Jesus was 30 feet tall. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out. Just throwing it out. You know, bat guy over there. That's the head honcho. But wait, check this out. You think that guy's big? Look at this one. Look at that one on the far right. Long ass tail, not a worker. Look at the tail lengths. Tail length shows status. See the workers? Compared to the ones that have maybe the managers. Tail length. Okay. So, in my research, don't believe a word I say. Go do your own research. Well, I lost my scrolling thing at the bottom. Let me put it back on there. There we go. Oh, what did I do? Are you kidding me? What did I do, you guys? Oh, fuck. What did I do? Can you guys see a border on here? Oh, my God. Oh. What happened? Okay, let me try this again. Okay, there we go. Ta-da. I think you can see it. It's not giving me a border. That is weird, you guys. Okay, so the overlay. View clips. Background. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. On my end, the background went away. Am I still broadcasting? Do you guys mind letting me know if I'm still broadcasting? Hold on. Oh, it kind of reminds me of a movie, War of the Worlds. I know, right? I know. You guys, am I still broadcasting? Because I was really concerned about pulling up Google Earth because it was could mess with the speed of my internet, and then it won't let me like load my border and stuff. Well, there's nothing I can do. You see. Nope, that's not it. Okay, well, I'll roll with it. I mean, you'll get to see more because it'll like be a bigger frame. Let me see if I do that. Okay, that didn't work. Never mind. Like, but she's making it worse. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Gata. So, but before I move on to Google Earth, those of you guys that heard the whole thing, does it make sense what I'm about to do in context and perspective and everything? I just, before we go over to Google Earth, I don't want you to go, oh, Kelly thinks the Earth is round. We are looking at the puzzle pieces of the whole being the Noskin funded map, or the flat Earth map is the puzzle picture. We're going to go look at the pieces, which it looks like they've separated and spread out over a globe. So they had to come up with the concept of Pangea in order to cover that. But those of us that were autistic, ADHD, whatever, that had a fully functioning mind at 90% functioning brain that never stops giving us shit like that, shit information like that. Like, really? So what happened was I never believed them, and I never, it's like, that's not possible, but I don't know what is true. So I just stayed in confusion of not knowing. And that's stressful. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you. And that's stressful not knowing, right? I'd rather know, and it'd be bad news than not know. So let's see if I can do this. If I screw up, please help me. Do not screw up anymore. Okay, no, hold on. Can you guys still see me, like in the corner or something? Are you able to see me? So is it better like that, or do you want to see like the whole screen? Wait, let's see if it'll. Okay, between that and this, it looks the same, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, I think that looks the same. Like it doesn't get any bigger, right? I just want to make sure I'm not taking the screen away from you. Okay, there we go. I think that's all right. Okay, let me go over here, and you guys tell me if anything changes when I go over here. But, all right, so we've got Google Earth, and I'm just going to kind of wander around for a minute and show you some things that I have picked up on that you can go to some of my TikTok videos and see a little bit closer what's going on in these areas. But you guys list in the comments where you want me to look on here. Like, hey, Kelly, that's cool, but hey, look over here. Today, let's go more macro than micro. If it has to be like a precise location where I zoom into someone's front yard, maybe not today. but let's look on a backed up scale. Now, let's just look at what's going on in the middle here. I don't think you can see my pointer or my cursor. But here's a potential of being a leg or a claw or something. We're just kind of like looking out in the ocean, going, hey, what's going on out here? And then what's this? This looks odd. Again, understanding that this is just something flat that has been put on a globe. So you have seams. Is this one of those seams? I don't know. Just like all the way down from like top right down to bottom leftish. We've got something streaking across that goes all the way across. And then what is this? I'm putting it in dead center. It looks like some kind of a claw or something that to the right and slightly up, it looks very similar, only deteriorated. I'll put that in the middle. Okay, see right here how this almost looks like a claw that has deteriorated. You come over here, and it's one in the middle that has not been deteriorated all that much. Where this could be just one big giant, I don't know what. And is it a claw? What is this? Oh no. Let's just look closer. Leftover feet. Is it the head of a crocodile or an alligator? Are those the eyes? On the right, you've got white. On the left and slightly up, you have black. Are these eyes? Are these like an alligator or crocodile that we just looked at in the previous video that I did this morning, the live that I did? I don't know how true this tilt is. I'm just tilting to just get a different angle. Let's see what's going on. Oops, there we go. Now, if this is the head, and I have this on my TikTok, go look. I have 3 pictures. One of a map. That looks like it's kind of like a brown and yellow kind of shaded old map. And then from a few years ago, Google Earth, and then from what was a Today shot Google Earth, and it looks like this might be moving. You go look for yourself. Don't take my word for it. This might be moving. So if this is an eye, do they have ridges on their eye? I don't know. Sandwich Islands. Like, what is this? The eye of the alligator. We're just taking a peek, see what it's going to let us see. Is that as good as it's going to get, you guys? I was going to see if it's going to focus a little more. Let's see how close I can get. You'll see what's here. Whoa. What? Hold on. What? Okay, if any of this makes sense to you guys, just put in the comments. Like, oh, Kelly, I know what that is. Well, hold on. What is it? Kind of freaking out. Let's see if it'll focus. It may not. Gosh, this always makes my computer run so slow. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to focus anymore. Let me go back. So going back, isn't that an interesting shape? I mean, just saying, it's a very interesting shape. So this island, the eye of a crocodile or an alligator. All right, let me put that in the center. There we go, the center. Now let's look at the other eye. If it's an eye, I don't know. We're just looking. Looks like he's had a hard day. I'm saying. There we go. Doesn't look all that great. Let's see. Let's see how much we'll focus it over here. Let's give it a minute. Okay, I don't know if we're going to be focusing there. So that is potentially the other eye may not be. Then what's this? This looks similar to the other thing that we looked at, doesn't it? Gosh, that takes forever. You can do it. Come on. I only have 47 tabs open. What's your problem? I don't know. Am I just not waiting long enough, you guys? Let me go while this is. I'm attempting to focus that. Oh, I don't remember who said it. The last earthquake in Russia was the tail. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go back over here. I can't get this to focus, or I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me go a little closer. Give it a. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. So Kelly's new to Google. So this supposedly is a copy of whatever's on. We go a little closer. See if it'll see what happens. That's interesting. I mean, if you find any of this to be normal, abnormal, just please put in the comments or just your opinion. That is wow. Oops, sorry. See if it'll focus. Holy crap. Okay. I can't get it to focus. Okay. Oh, this is really interesting to me. Oh. Oh dear. And it's making noise, like the fan. Like, you're making me work too hard, Kelly. There we go. There we go. Sorry about it. It froze up. This is interesting to me. I don't know. It's just I don't know. That's just is it the moon? Just kidding. Okay, let me just let it sit here for a second, see if it focuses. Sorry, everything's so delayed on this. No, I do probably have 47 tabs open right now. I guess I didn't prepare well for this. Yeah, it's not going to do. Wow, that's an interesting surface right there. Yeah, okay. So is this the eye? Is this the eye? It looks like this could almost be a pupil or something right here in the middle. Oh my gosh. Just go away, you guys. Crap. Oh, there we go. Now. Oh, sorry, it's freezing. That's why I was like, put some music on in the background. Just enjoy our searching. Huh. Ooh, I hope it zooms in. This is really close. Go out just a little. Whoa, did you see that weird, like a check mark? A backwards check mark? That was odd. Is it trying to focus? Oh, come on, you can do it. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. Whoa. I'm not saying that's what it looks like. This is like the program. This is the Google program. Look at that. Okay, I'm freaking out. I'm so freaking out right now. What just happened? Wait a minute, let me do that again. It may not do it again. It's like, oh no, they saw it. Oh, how do I get down closer? What did I do wrong? Okay, what do I not know that you know that why this is happening? Did I? You've come to the end of your Google. Did you see that? It looks like the fucking Matrix as it's being created. Did you see that? Okay, go back. Go back. It was a grid system. I mean, that's probably how it's second. You guys. I've got a it's frozen. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Oh my gosh. What just happened? What did I do? Okay, let me see if I can. Oh my god. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna go down as far as I can and just stop wherever it stops. Nobody knows. Gonna give it a second. I'm gonna go see if you guys have over here real quick. Oh, hey, Michelle. Let's see. Oh, I don't remember if you said it. It's that. Oh, I'm sorry. Last earthquake in Russia. Let me go back over here and look. Okay, so I zoomed in as far as I could zoom, and until I could scroll no more. And you guys, is this normal for Google? I mean, I don't remember Google doing this, but maybe my computer's just slow. In other words, you're not even seeing what's really there. When I went to Google Earth one time to wherever I was living at the time, look at the property where I was and zoom down on it. Okay, let's go back up. Not even real. The trees were not even real. So if this is an alligator, what is all this white stuff. Wow, that looks familiar, doesn't it? We just saw that in some videos, didn't we? Oh my god. Is that look, it's a cloud. Of course, there's a cloud there. So this appears to be an island on one of the horns on the snout of a lizard creature. Oh, I'm gonna go turn my air conditioner on. It's getting warm again. Okay, let's see if it focused. No, but it looks like a scary ghost. Okay, so that looks like island number 1 on the nose of island number 2. If it is an island, let's check. Huh. Would you look at that? Oh my god, he can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Hold on, hold on. Oh, you guys. Oh, you guys. Okay. Okay, I did this wrong. Let me go to the first one now. Okay, let me go back to the first one. Wait, was this island number 2? Yeah. So let's go back to island number 1. Do it because there was a cool wait till it focuses in. And what is that circle over there? On the right. It's a circle. Wait a minute. Hold on. Looks the same. It's got hold on. Crap. There. Okay, you could cover it with a cloud. We could still. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mouthing off over here instead of keeping it in there. Sorry about that. But you could. Okay, so island number, and then we're backwards. Island number 2 we just looked at. Okay, now island number 3. Look at it in a minute. Let me see, but this will something else over to the side. We'll look at both. So let's kind of zoom in, zoom down on this. Wait a minute, what is Oh, you got Oh my god. Look at the one in the background. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's go to the other island. We're gonna see that possibly behind. Okay, let's zoom in. It's zoom in. Oh my gosh, there's no way. Let me put this kind of center-ish. Let me back off just a bit. Let me let it focus just a second. I think it's as good as it's gonna get. Here we go. Here we go. No, no. And look at the one in the background. Oh my god. Oh, you guys. Hold on, let's go to the next one. To the right. Let's look at this one. Let's like kind of zoom in a minute. Okay, now let's tilt it. No! And look at the background off to the right. No! Oh my god. No. You guys. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Can't breathe. Is it gonna? It yes, it did. Oh god. These are the horns on the snout of some creature. Oh, where's the other island? It's in the back, off to the right. Hold on. Tilt it back. Yeah, that was it. Off to the right. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this one looks like. Oh my goodness! And I didn't tilt the other ones, did I? We'll go back and tilt the eyes. Okay, I'm just going down low. Let kind of focus in a bit. Okay, now we're gonna tilt. No. Oh my god. Are we able to see how? Yeah, okay, because over here, this is the last island, but it looks like these could potentially be islands. Let me zoom in and see if it focuses in at all, or it's like, nope, it's the ocean. Can't see it. Huh. Okay, it looks like either I'm not doing it properly or it's not going to focus in. Okay, so now that I've done that, let's go over here and take a peek. What is this? Is this an eye? What's going on? So let's do this. I'm sorry, I just learned to tilt like just slowing down. It's like Kelly's learning. Oh, wait, hold on. We didn't expect that. So, in your opinion, would this be an eye or would this be something like bony, maybe over the eye? Wow. It's amazing how pointed everything is. Okay, so we looked at that potential. Oops, sorry. It would help if I stopped tilting. There we go. So this over here, you guys, is trying to see what's what. Would this be on the same level of what we just looked at? And now let me get down here and do a tilt and see if it changes anything, because I couldn't get it to focus in a while ago. Huh. Oh crap, I had a pop up. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh crap, that was inconvenient. There we go. Now let's see if it focuses. Okay, let's see. City Research Station. What? Okay. I don't know. There's nothing here that really. Oh, what is. Okay. Now let's take a look. Yeah, there's nothing really remarkable about it. What do you guys think? I mean, my opinion, it doesn't look like it matches what's going on the other side. It looks like this is something completely different here. What is this? Could this potentially be like a ridge on its head? I don't know. Let's see what shows up when we come over here. Elephant Island. Oh my god. Oh my. Are you kidding? What if an elephant was actually on the back of this? How funny is that? Hold on. Okay, Elephant Island. Show me an elephant. Ta-da! Okay, let me let this just sit for a second and see if it'll build. Crap. If you guys want me to look at something, I know it looked like he lost his eye. Are those islands livable? Does anyone live there? Well, I'm zooming in. I can't see anybody. So much of that Antarctica Photoshop covered exactly like there, and so when I wait, where was I? Oh, here I am. Yeah, it's I can't get this to fix that. Oh, that was very curious looking. Oh, there's the big hump. There it is. I found it. You see it? I found it. Gosh, sorry it took so long to find that. Okay, there was a hump, and now this looks like an elephant. Holy crap. Okay, let's zoom in and get a good tilt going. Oh, wow, look at that. Now, whoa, you guys. That does look like some kind of a creature. I don't, maybe not an elephant, but it does look like something has. Whoa. It could just be a ridge on the back of this alligator's head, too, or some kind of a bump. Or a creature that. Oh no! Oops. Wait, hold on. Where am I? Okay, there we go. So now, if that is the head of an alligator or crocodile, how far do we go? You know, what's going on here? Now, let's see. Yeah, look at all these natural lines. Huh. Every time I turn it, I see like different patterns and stuff. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, sorry. I just didn't want you to get dizzy when I did that. Well, I shouldn't have warned you that way because you're like you opened your eyes and now you're dizzy. Sorry. Let's see what is this? Because this is just some weird thing in the middle of the ocean. What is it? Uh, Off the coast of Ecuador. Do 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 do. Okay. Can I? We'll see. We might be too far away. Let's see what happens if I do this right here without zooming in. Not much. What is this? Oh, never mind. Whoa, did they shave it off? What's going on here? Huh. That's not very tall. What is this thing underwater? That some of it is standing up. Would you look at that, a volcano? That's what that means, right? Volcano. So what is a volcano except for maybe the throat of a dragon that has those two chemicals in it that when they combine turns into lava? Is that what that is? The throat of a. Let's go back. Huh. Does anybody see a claw? Talons. I don't know how to make all these words go away. So if this is a talon, Grenada. is on the tip of a talon. Or is it Grenada? So it's mostly underwater. Okay. Let's take this tentacle for a ride. This is part of the leg of this giant bird creature. I don't know. Just take a look. So, what are the Bahamas? Part of the muscle of a leg. And what is this over here? This big long ridge. Is this a big long bone? What is this? So we've got, let's take a look. What is this thing? It looks massive. Is it a bone? Is it a muscle? It looks like there's the wrist and the claws. Oh, what the heck? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Let me oops. Go over here and check on you. Oh, I know, right? There we go. Okay, let me go over here. Let me show you something. I think it's interesting and cool. I mean, there's a lot of like feet and claws all over the place. But let me get to is that the United States just upside down. Let me see if there's any more claws real quick. Yeah, here's some more over here. Like if you guys are ever looking, look at this. This is the Mariana Trench, isn't it? Right here. Is that what that is? Yeah, Mariana. So this is a claw. Look at this. It's kind of. It looks like it's been torn apart. Some kind of a claw and a leg. See how it kind of goes on and on and on and on. So I think this is one of those places where they did some kind of an incision to separate a landmass that was like one landmass together. So what I'm thinking is this is one big giant bird. It is what the known world is. When you look at the flat Earth map, it looks like it could be one giant type of bird, and then other birds that are smaller on top of it. That's how it appears to me. But you can't tell that because this is like puzzle piece Google. They've taken something flat and connected and made it look like this. Puzzle pieces stretched out over a ball. And ta-da! Yeah, put this puzzle together. Good luck with that. Oh, where'd the United States go? Crap, I'm in Korea. Oh my gosh. Quick. Duck, we're in Russia. Oh shit. Oh fuck, where am I? We don't live on a globe. I'm lost. What is that? Damn. Shit. Where's it going? Out in the middle of nowhere? Was that another claw? Oh, look, another claw. Oh, sorry. Is that a bone? Oh, no, that's. What is that? It looks like something got ripped apart. Look at some creative. Where's the United States? Dadgummit. Where are you? India? Fuck. How do I find us? Is that New Jersey? Oh, no, New the United States. All right. Turn you around. Okay. I'm gonna. Well, fuck. Okay, close enough. Good enough for government work. So off the coast of Florida is, oh my gosh, it's a claw. There's the claw right there. Puerto Rico is like the ankle. Okay, I'm going to show you something that might freak you out. Let me check on you guys first. Sure. Okay, I'm going to show you something that may freak you out. Are you guys able to see this very well? I don't know how to make it fill up the whole screen. Yeah, I didn't do it. I hope you can see it. All right. So we're getting over there. I'm gonna freak you out. You ready to be freaked out? It's like, what is Florida? Like, let's just look at it. You can make a guess. Doesn't that look like a tail? Guatemala, Nicaragua, Costa Rica looks like a tail, doesn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna show you this, but there it is. And then you got like some mermaid going on over here. I forgot where's she? That mermaid. Got some mermaid and her hair and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Oh, I'm sorry. There's her hair up there. Her hair is up here. There she is. There's her eye and her nose, her mouth. It's kind of smushed a little bit. And then her hair trails up into British Columbia. BC. Is that what it is? Oh, anyway, let's start over here in Florida because it's Florida, and they have problems. But what is this? What is this thing that we're on? The United States. What is this? Because check this out. What is that? Yeah, let's let it kind of refresh a little bit before we kind of get all judgy and everything. Let's let it focus. What is this? And look, it looks like it's raised, like it's and look at the surface. Look how flat and it looks like what are those lines? What's going on under there? Look at all those lines and how flat it is. Isn't that flat? Look how flat. And so if this is flat, what the fuck is this? What is that? What is this? Let's follow it. Oh, sorry, I gotta go slower. My computer isn't as anxious as I am. Look at this. This edge of something. There's a method to my madness. I want to show you this first if you want to start guessing. Now we got that goes above the water. Yay. But let's follow the edge of it. Like, wait a minute, what is this? What's going on? Okay, now we're getting into like crazy territory. Okay, let's go back up. Let's go back up. Let's go back up. So we've got this flat and then raised. It doesn't seem to be that tall, does it? Or that thick. Again, let me show you where I am. Okay, so I'm just to the right of Florida, okay? Let's see, so let me go back. There we go. So I'm going to go back to this ridge, let it focus just a sec, and then tilt it, and we're going to follow the ridge. And let me show you something. Oh my God, you're going to love this. Well, maybe you won't, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so we're following the ridge. Well, let me get closer. Let me see. Let me see if it just blurs it out or what happens. Yeah, not much. Okay, so let me back up just a smidge and pull that back over here. Now let's move forward. Oh, and here it is. Here, see it sticking out? I'm going at an angle, you guys. See it sticking out into the ocean. And look, it's flat. It's flat with these uniform lines on the ocean floor. Just saying. I'm not making this shit up. What's that? Hold on. A side trip. Hold on. Let me see what's going on down here. Okay, and I'm not going to get a good focus, so let's move on. So here's the top edge. Again, this is what we're on, and this is what we're looking at right now. Okay. Okay, you see what I did there? I had to get one another angle. So check that out. Check out the texture if it lets you. Hold on, let's see if it focuses in. Give it a second. That looks pretty deep right there. Looks like it gets pretty deep. Okay, so this is not as prominent. This ridge right here, if you want to look at it. Oh, wait a minute. What's that? Okay, I think is this blurring like like when you see grid patterns like that of something and you can't focus on it, is that what Google does? See how this looks more in focus even though you can't focus on it, but this looks strangely blurred. So I don't know if this is a box that's creating something or if this is a something unnatural. Okay, I'm going to hyper focus and just see what happens if I hyper focus. Now, look at this. Now, look at this. Florida itself is one of these. Okay. The whole island of Florida is that. And then you come up. You guys, this is a wing. Prove it, Kelly. Okay. Are you ready? I'll prove you that it's a wing. It's a wing on a like a bat or dragon. So the coastline of Florida and above is a dragon wing with scales on it. Okay, let's give it a minute. There we go. So this is a bat wing. When we get close to the coastline, check this out. What is that, like veins and arteries and stuff? And then what is all this? What is this on the edge? Because as you travel along, kind of get a break. Look how rough that looks. Man, dragons were rough back then. Oh my goodness. You're gonna, what is going on to the left? That is crazy. Okay, so we're going along the coast of Florida on the left side. And we're seeing what could potentially be scales. Oh my god, where am I? That was way too close. Okay, let's go over here. There we go. Let's get away from the coastline a little. Okay, so you saw that up close. Here we go. Here's the coastline of Florida. We've got that same basic pattern, that scalloped pattern of points over and over and over. And look at that line. Does that look like scales? Does that look like a hard outer covering? Look at that. These are more the scales than anything. So here's your scale on the wing of the dragon. So you got one scale. You see here it ends. It looks the same, doesn't it? See? That ends and that end. We got the same thing going on. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wrong way. Wrong way, Jones. Okay. There it is. So one of the scales. Here's another one. Here's another one of those scales on the outside of the dragon. And then the gap in between scales. There's a gap in between the scales, you guys. You see that? There's a gap before you get to the other scale. Like, this is what protects the dragon. This is its wings, and this is the so hold on real quick. Let me show you where I am. Okay. This is Florida, and I'm right here. Okay. I'm right here looking at scales. See, it's on the coast. Those are scales on a dragon. I mean, look. Look how many you got. There's some more. Here's some more scales. This is along the coast of Florida. It's just a bunch of scales on the wing of a dragon. Isn't that cool to know? We tilt again up just a little so you can see what's going on. See these scales. See? And they're white. See them as white? And look at the blood vessels going through. See, these are the outside of the scales, and you've got blood vessels and everything on the inside, and they fill up with water. This is a creature. Florida is the if you go look at dragons, on the bottom of its wing, it's got almost like a foot or something on the bottom. I don't know how to explain it. Here's one of the scales that either broke off or I don't understand anatomy. See, like it's the same thing over and over and over every time. There's scales. These are scales on the outside of a larger creature, whatever you want to call it. It looks like a dragon to me. Okay, so more scales. Let's go out. More scales. And there's gaps in between. See, they're all about the same size. And some scales are bigger or smaller depending on where they are on the dragon, but you can see that they're relatively the same size. And then again, these inland, like the waterways and everything, this is, and check this one out. What is that, an artery? You got blood vessels and you got arteries. So let's go down again. Let's see if we can find any scales on this dragon, on the outside of this dragon, because we see its blood vessels. And we're sitting here looking at all of these scales on the outside of this dragon. Go look yourself. This is Florida. I'm on the edge of Florida. It's not hard to find. And we see over and over and over more scales. Now remember that these got torn up a little bit, so they're not going to be perfect, like all in the perfect space. See, check it out. So, but there's scales here, and you've got blood vessels and everything in between. Look, more scales, more scale. Look, here's another one. They're built exactly the same on the ends. These scales on the outside of a dragon. I was hoping it was gonna focus in. Well, it's trying to focus. Let me turn it air conditioner. Okay. So if we've got a wing and these are scales on a dragon, then it's plausible that the United States, Mexico, Canada. So look at that scale. Look how big that is. Look how big that is. Lots of scales. We go inland. We got more scales. Look at that. Another scale. On the outside, more scales. More scales. And let's see where we are. We're just going down the coast of Florida. Hold on. Come back. Come back. See, look, I'm going down the side of Florida. This is as far as I've gotten. Look at the scales, you guys. This is all those scales, and we're just right here. Okay, here we go. Let's go a little faster. Look, here's another scale. Oh, look, they all look the same, don't they? Except for some of them that got kind of torn up a little bit. But you can see the same general shape. There's another scale. Can't make this shit up, you guys. These are the scales on a dragon, on its wings. And see how some got torn up? They're just kind of all over the place. Places just got broken up. Scales, scales, scales. And we're just right here. Okay, let's see what's going on around the outside of this. Come on, do you have any scales out here? Let's check. We're here for your yearly scale checkup. Say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't move. Oh, that was rude. Okay. All right, hold on. Is that a road or a scale? I'm like, wait, where's the scales go? Okay, so let's keep going down the side of Florida. And again, that's roads. That's roads. Beach. Now, when you get down here, check it out. Here's a broken scale. A broken scale that broke off and just kind of like tore away from the wing or the body of again, this is Florida. This is Florida, and we're looking at scales. Is this making sense, you guys? See, they are all the same shape. They're the same shape. They might be torn up a little, but they all take on roughly the same shape. And that's how they hold on. And there's gaps in between the scales. So you can breathe and move and so forth. But these are the outside scales of the wing of this. Look at these scales. There's another scale, another one. It's like, damn, look at that one. That was a long one. That's the big scale. Shit. Whoa, look at that. Look how big that scale is. Let me zoom out. Crap. It went all around the outside. I wonder what that is. So at the top up here, how you've got smaller scales, and then you got this one big curved scale. Sorry about the words. This one big curved scale that stops what it looks like here. Either it stops there or they cut through it. Huh. So are all the beaches scales? Crumpled up scales. Is that what they are? The sand is maybe. Look at these. Look at these scale. You've got a scale on the outside of a dragon and a gap. Oh, hold on. We don't have a gap yet. Hold on. Where's my gap? Show me the gap. Oh, whoa. Wasn't expecting that one. Hold on. Okay, so there's another scale, and that's the end of that scale, and then another gap, and here's another scale. So I don't know what that part that we just looked at, this clear, we'll see where the word Clearwater is on Florida. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me tilt it differently. Let's zoom out the Clearwater and see. So whatever this is, it's got a big bump on it, and it's got different type of scales on that bump. So let me go back on Clearwater. You can see the scales from above. I was just showing you the scales from an angle a while ago. So it curves around. There's more scales, another gap, More scales. More scales. Look at that. This is a freaking big dragon. Look at all these cities built right there on these scales of a dragon. Florida. It's Florida. Well, you can read the names. That one's kind of thin. That's a thin scale. They built on top of that one. Look, they built. I mean, think of it. It's a scale. How solid is that? Siesta Keys. I remember going there. I loved that. Oh, my God. Hold on. Let me look for a second. Let me remember. I can't remember where I was on the beach, but it was fun. I don't remember. Anyway, that was fun. And I guess Siesta Keys is a dragon scale. So if it's 100% quartz crystal, then did it Mud Fossil University change? Asking for a friend. Okay, scale or not to scale? That's the question. Let's look. Here's what seems to be the end of a scale. Is this a gap? What's going on? What's that? Whoa. That's interesting. And then there's another one down there. Huh. More scales, chewing up the coastline. Look, and look how you've got a scalloped. Some of the scales are scalloped. Just a lot. Well, you'll see in a minute. The scallop. So that's what you've got on a dragon wing. Look at those scales that have the points or bumps or scallops or. Gosh, it's just never ending. Look at that. Look at the scales. And so if you look, you got the scales on the outside and a gap just underneath the scale. See? All the way. The scales on the outside, then a gap, and then land. So you got some breathing room. Okay. Now let's look at the more scales. This is Florida. We got the whole, we're just on the west coast, aren't we? Of Florida. Hold on, let me see where I am. Yeah, we're on the west coast of Florida, south of Tampa, over by like Venice. Okay, so down here look, here's either they have cut through the scale or the scale has ended, and here's the other side of it. Look how rough it is now. The scale wasn't rough up at the top, but this is towards the bottom of that. I don't know what you call it on a dragon. It's almost like a foot claw on the bottom of their wing. You know what I'm talking about? So more dragon scales for Florida. These are just carcasses of huge, enormous animals with wings. Oh, it's going to take a second. Are you kidding me? There. Okay. Now, let's see. Here's more scale. South Venice is where we are. Hold on. I'm sorry, I'm just curious. What is this? Would you live there? Oh my God. A housing development. They're just right on top of each other. Okay, whatever. I don't live there. Who cares? None of my business, but you see the scale that all these houses are on. And then the gap. And then land. So that area right there where you got the water behind the scale is that gap behind the scale. Before you have the body of the dragon. They lay on top of it. So I guess over time this is filled with water. Look at these scales. And look, here's the end of the scale. They all look similar at the ends. And it was interesting because certain trees were growing at the ends too. So here's another scale, another beginning of a scale. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me move that over there. Oh, that's better. Sorry, my arm was hurting. I had my hand in a bad place. Looking at all the scales of the dragon's wing on the dragon's wing that we find around Florida. Mud Fossil University, I think, talks about this as well. So again, look how they see these scales will attach. And they're all shaped a little different. And hold on. Look, what a great place to build, right? And look, there's the end. Here's more scales. Look, more scales. Here's another one. Here's this end of the scale. And that end of the scale. Some are damaged. But look how similar there. Here's another scale. It's the white. We're looking at the white. Here's a curved one that we saw before. Remember that when we saw the curved one? That it was a big node that came out just like this. Just like that, but it was above. Do you remember? Looked exactly like that. It was a big, long, curved one. Till it broke. And then it did have a gap, didn't it, up there? Go back and look, you guys. We're recording this. So look, another scale. The beginning and end. A small scale there. It's either broken or a small scale. There's some more scales. See, they look the same on the ends. That's where they attach, on the ends. And this one seems to be a little curved. It's a little different, but we still got, some form of an attachment down there. For the scale, the next scale. 10,000 Island. Is that like Thousand Island dressing? Did you invent the dressing? It's like, Kelly, scroll along. Leave us alone. Leave us alone and go pay attention to the rest. So here's what looks like possibly broken scales or maybe something I don't recognize. There's more scales, but it doesn't look like they're real uniform, potentially a damaged place. I don't know. Or this is a type of scale that's a rough scale, maybe. Instead of uniform like it was a while ago. So these are still scales. They're shaped differently, but they're still scales. All of these white. This is along the coast of Florida. You don't have to take my word for it. Go on Google and you look at all of this and look at all the similarities and the repeats. Everything in white's a scale. Look at those scales. Again, is this a rough place on the wing or is this a damaged place? It looks like it could be just a rough place. More scales. Look, they are shaped very similar. All the scales. It's still on the west coast of Florida looking at scales. Look how big these scales are on this dragon. Every one of those is a scale. Now we're getting into the scalloped texture. Let's see where that is. So we're getting now, as far as Florida goes, we're getting more towards the tip of Florida. See where we are? The tip of whatever this spiky thing is at the end. And we start to have that scalloped edge. Big difference, right? So we've got a different look to this bat wing. And so, which infers different type of texture and material. See, now we've got a scale going on there, but I'm not seeing scales like I did before. Oh, there they are. Never mind. Never mind. There's a scale. Oh, look at that big scale right there. That's a huge scale. Does it have miles on here somewhere? Like that's Highland Beach, if that gives you perspective. And it's where scale ended right there. So scale ended. Let's see what's going on. I'm suspecting that's a talon over there, that light thing. I don't know. Let's go around and see if it changes when we go around. Or a claw. And look at all the blood vessels. This was a creature. This was an entity. Check it out. It had circulation, blood flow. Even if it was purple blood, purple dragon blood, it still had blood flow. This creature had wings. And whatever its juices were was flowing through the wings. Okay, so we're getting down here into kind of I don't know what's going on. Let me back up. Okay, what is this? Okay, we've got Florida. This is the tip of Florida. I'm just backing out a little bit to see, is this a claw? Could this be a claw on the end? I'll go back and look. Wait, hold on. We come over here. See, yeah, we've got scales, but sorry. Crap, I did the wrong direction. There we go. Start here. Got scales going on, more scales. See how they're shaped the same? They scoop up at the corners. Yeah, sorry, that's where I was a while ago. I just lost my bearings. Oh my gosh, that bay thing is like. Sorry, I'm confused as to where I am. Oh, I was almost there. I was there. Now, let's look at the scales or scale. Look at it's real thin, and it's kind of a different texture. Let's see. It's a scale. Let's go around. Okay, I want to see what that thing is on the right. We're almost there. Okay, so let's go around. Sorry, I just want to get my bearings. And here's the end of a scale right here. See, it's the end of the scale when it curves back around, is how it kind of hooks on. That was a long one. And then the beginning of another one that starts here. It goes to here. And look at this. Look at it like an elbow or something. That's a scale. That's the protection on the dragon, and this is its wing. And in particular, it's Florida, so it's that bottom tip. Hold on, let me see if I can find dragon with wings that have a foot claw on their wing. I don't know what to call that. Sorry. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, I'm not seeing it. So let me look at images. We got images. Oh, I've seen it before. It's at the bottom of the wing and it looks like a talon. And I've seen in some movies that, yeah, here it is. In some movies, they walk on it. So, although this is a mythical creature, its wings have this thing on it. Let me find you guys again. There you go. Crocodiles in Florida. It says Florida has a native population of American crocodiles, which are found primarily in South Florida. There's a lot of crocodiles there. Lots of, let's see. Oh, ocean floor, particularly small volcano vents, rich minerals there. Where, Ken? What did I miss? You can see tractor tread trails all over the ocean floor. Yeah, from stuff that doesn't look like the tractor on a farm, maybe a little bigger, if you know what I mean. And they will be photoshopped over. Yes, smudged. We call it smudged. So let's see if. Okay, so you guys, if you can see me, this is what I'm talking about. These although this is not like a dragon, it's a mythical creature. This is the kind of stuff I was talking to you about. On the bottom, almost like an elbow on the wing. I don't know how to describe that. Let me see if I can find another one that looks better than that to explain what I'm trying to explain. Usually there's one crap. Here's another concept of what I'm talking about, even if it is not exactly like I said. Oh, the one below it is. Okay, here's the idea and the concept of, you know, how bats kind of walk on their wings and stuff. And here's the same thing, how it goes to kind of a point. Again, it's not like a foot or anything, but it does have, I'm sorry, I can't see. There. It does have kind of like a talon thing coming off of it on the bottom of the wing. So what I was saying is at the bottom of Florida, what I want to do is look and see if it looks like this. Like if that the bottom of Florida, that thing that's sticking out is the elbow on the dragon wing. Gosh, did I explain that well? No, I did not. Oh, let's get our stuff back. There we go. Back to Google. Back to reality. Okay, let me back off a little and see if this might be one of those long talons, and it is. You guys, you can't make this shit up. It is. It is. I just showed it to you. It is that bottom talon elbow thingy on the wing. Don't I sound intelligent right now? On the wing of the elbow of a dragon wing. Okay, let's see if that is a talon. How do I know if it's talon? I don't know. Some people are living there. I can ask them to look in their basements, maybe. Okay. So let's take a look now, starting about right here, Miami. Miami's at the top of the talon. They're going to get hit. Okay, there's something interesting going on here. What is this? The Bahamas, and what is this glob of globbiness? Why is this different? So I got an attitude now. Like, what is this? I think this is just made up bullshit over here, so I'm going to ignore it for now and go back to Miami. Okay. Back to Miami. Back to, oh, look, it's a scale. Okay, and instead of going all the way up the right side of Florida and looking at the scales, and we can do that too. Let's take a break from looking at the scales. Let's find the last one in Miami. Would you say that's the last one that's scaled? Is Miami? Miami Beach is a scale. Let's check it out. You know, we don't want to blow smoke up anybody's fish tank. Okay, so we've got a scale and we've got a gap in the scales. Of course, if you don't have a gap in the scales, the creature cannot move. Oh, what the heck? Alrighty then. Okay, so gap in the scales, and again, I'm not going to go very far. I'm just continuing to show you that it's just a bunch of scales on the other side too. Some are long, some are short. Again, this is a long ass scale. Good grief, how long is the scale? Oh my god, this was going on forever. Before you get to Miami, this is the special part. Oh geez, look, it's one big scale. Does it stop or do they cut it? I think they cut it. Let's see. It didn't look like a natural. Did that look natural to you? It did not to me. I could be wrong. You guys make up your own minds. This is, again, my fucking opinion. This is a scale like all mother of all scales. Let's see where we end up at the end of the scale. Okay, is this a natural ending of the scale? It does look like it is. Some form of a natural ending, even if that is, what's that called? Something river. Okay. And then over here's another scale. See how another scale starts over there? And now we've got another scale. Okay. And then if we back up, it looks like potentially another long scale that naturally breaks or was broken about here. And again, look at all the breaks in the scales. Lots of scales on this side. More continuous than on the other side, seems to be more broken. So again, look at the white outline on the far right are the scales on the dragon's wing, and that's what it appears is this is a dragon's wing. So the scale ends there. I don't know if it was broken or what happened, but here's the other scale. You know, are natural. These are larger scales. So again, this is the other side of what looks like the elbow talon. I don't know what you call it, you guys, on a dragon. The little part that like bats will walk on their elbows. Those kind of things. Let's see more. Let me go out and see how far up we are. Look, we're just barely up on Florida. It's just all scales. So let me zoom out a little so we can go faster. Well, sorry, it's like you see the gap right there. And more and more. You guys, we're doing Florida. Kelly does Florida. That's what we're doing today. And another break in the gap, a gap right there with the scales. Like, look how that one is fashioned. That scale, so it holds on. Every scale is slightly different. What do you look on a dragon? Some scales are smaller. Some scales are larger on the dragon. But again, these are huge, huge scales. And here's another break. Here's a break in the scale. Look, they look the same. Every single one of them looks the same. The same type of a break in those scales. So we get over here now. What is this? Cape Canaveral Lighthouse, of course. Let's see where we are now. And we're on a little bumpy place now on Florida. Okay, let's go up a little more. And then we're going to look at the talon and see if it's a talon. This is a big scale. Let's see. Is that broken or hold on. See if it's a blur or actually broken. No, it's just a blur. Yeah, it's a long scale. Good grief. Look at that scale. There we go. Now, here's where the scale ends, and then you see a natural bump on the wing. Let's see if it'll focus. Take a second to focus. Okay. There we go. And, oops, I'm sorry, that went the wrong way. So long scale, and then it looks like does it abruptly stop, or is that just the picture? Hold on. Yeah, this is the picture. Here's some more. So this is where the scales break. Not break, but they stop growing. And another scale grows. And we've got islands, inlets, and all kinds of stuff right inside the scales. See, another gap in the scales. Another gap in the scales. See how they're same? Very similar. And again, they could be damaged. If they look a little different, they're usually damaged. Or different size. Some of these are long. Look how big the scales are. See, it fastens itself on the other side. So you can see all these different scales going up along the side of Florida. One long big one, another gap. Another Jekyll Island is just another scale. St. Simons Island, another scale. These are just scales, you guys, on the outside of the wing of a dragon. And we're still in Florida. I think we're still in Florida. And more gaps in the scales. Oh, and look at that one. The big gap in this scale. I wonder what's going on there. Look at this huge gap. Let's venture out a bit and see. Oh, we're not in Florida anymore. we're up here like in Georgia. Wait, hold on. We're in Georgia and there's still scales. Let's keep going. And we've got off to the left, we have veins and arteries and stuff. And maybe pores. I mean, not to be super critical, but this dragon seems like it has large pores. Just, how embarrassing. So we got more scales. Is this explaining anything? Is this making some sense? More scales, more gaps. I mean, look, these are just different size scales come together. And where are we now? We are in South Carolina. We're nearing South Carolina. And we've got more scales. You can't make this shit up, you guys. More scales. So this is still the wing. This is still a wing of a big creature. Check that out. Scales. Where are we now? Oh my gosh, what country are we in? Scales. Ballhead Island. It looks like Scale Island. I don't know. Might be partial. Scales. And an inlet where the scales in and inlet begins. Look at that. Scale after scale. Where are we? Where is Surf City? I don't know. Are we still on the East Coast? Have we dug to China yet? What is this? What the heck is that? Cape Lookout? Lookout. That looks like a big pointy thingy. Holy crap. I don't want to get on this whatever's bad side. Where am I? Oh my gosh, I'm in North Carolina. Look at that. Look at this. Look at the scallop pattern. This is a wing. Look at the scallop pattern along the coast. You see the scallops? Okay, you see the scallops down here. The scallops off to the right underwater. Is this a wing on top of a wing? More scallops, and now we find ourselves at a pointy place. Where are we? Where are we at? Buxton, somewhere. Okay. Hatteras, Frisco. There's a Frisco, I think, in every state. My opinion. Did not look to check. So, another break. What is this? If we back off, it look to the right of the green, and you've got a light blue and then a dark blue. Look at the light blue in the ridge. Look at the shape of that ridge. What is that really? Is this a big wing on a bird? because this is one of many puzzle pieces of a flat Earth that is mostly one piece ish, but it's not Pangea looking like this. Okay, so let's go back over here. We got more scales on the dragon. Is it making sense? These are scales on a dragon. Let me check with you guys. Make sure. Uh-oh, am I even broadcasting anymore? Yeah. Okay. Make sure you guys are there and you're cool. And more scales. More scales, more breaks in the scales. And look, isn't it interesting that it looks the same every time? Every time there's a break in the scales. Alligator River. Did you see that? Alligator River up here in the, I don't know where I am yet. Virginia Beach. Some of you know where you are. Now, this is weird. Virginia Beach, check this out. There's something floating off to the side. Let me get it in the middle. Okay. Now, look at this big area. And on the inside to the left, see no scales. Just FYI, no scales, correct? Are you seeing them? I'm not. This thing that broke off over here to the side, or I don't, it looks like it broke. Maybe they built a bridge or something. It looks man-made. Look, here are the scales. Now, here are the scales. What is that? This has scales on the right and the left side. Check it out. Left side over here, just a little bit of scalage. And then, oh, look up here. You can see it off to the left. The scales off to the left. So something happened in here. There was either a break because the scales continue to the right. The ones that are white, bright white, that line that you keep seeing, those are scales on the dragon. The wing, see how it's a wing? And it might be multiple dragons, multiple wings. So we continue on this way. We've got Delaware Bay, Bowers. That's where we are. So we've got a scale, and then there's no scale. And it goes off kind of into the continent, let's say. So let's pick up over here where we've got a little scalage. Wait, hold on. Some scales. Let me see. No scales. A little scale, little scales. Now here come the scales again. There's more scales, more blood vessels, more scales. And look, wherever we are, where are we up here? Look, more scales. They come around. They've got another point. What's going on in this point? Cape May. I've been to Cape May. It's so pretty there. Let's see. Hold on. Where did I stay? Where's the water tower? Where's the water tower? So there's Cape May, which is surrounded by scales. More scales along the right side and continuing up. Scales, breaks and scales. Some form of a gap. I don't know what happened here. We can make it up and it's probably true. And what's that? Oh, it's beside. Just kidding. Just kidding. That was man-made. More scales. Look, they're all the same. They're one right on top of each other. The scales. When we get up here, so what is this creature? Is this still the wing of the creature, or is this the body of the dragon that has scales? All the continents appear to be some form of a dragon that was plasmatized. Is that an okay word? So I'm going back. Are we still in the U.S.? If we're not in the U.S., we're still close. Boston. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. So let's go in. Okay, scales, more scales. And then something that looks like it broke off or is kind of like hanging out. Now, this looks like one of those talon things I was telling you about. Check that out. This is it. This looks like the top hook talon portion of the dragon's wings on the top, not the bottom walking like a bat kind of foot thing on the bottom. This was on the top talons on there. So let me put this in the center and see Cape Cod Bay. So the talon is up there. I'm going to zoom out and get a perspective on where we are. So if this up here, let's pretend like New Hampshire up there where I just was in the middle. That is a kind of like a talon on the top of a bat wing, let's say. And Florida down there is that bottom elbow thing that sticks out of the wings on a bat or a dragon. Does that make sense? Some birds do it too. It's almost like they're walking on their wings, but it almost looks like they're walking on their elbow. If you thought of their wings as like an arm, they're walking on their elbow. So the Florida would be the elbow part of the wing. Wait, what is Texas? Oh, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. That's just one wing. And so up here let's zoom in again. This does look like a top talon. My opinion. A top talon on the wing of a dragon. The one that comes in and has that, the hook. Okay, let's come in and follow again the inside. You can see all of the scales on the inside that continue. And I'm just going to follow the scales and see where they lead me and see if they end. Okay, so now that I'm getting up here around Lynn, there's definitely a scale right here. I see it. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. More scales. You guys, I don't even know where I am. Where am I? Oh, I'm still in the U.S. Okay, still in the U.S. So still a bat wing. No wonder Batman movies are popular. Now, I'm not sure where the scales are. Hold on. Let me go back just a bit. Portland, Oregon. Oh, no. Portland. We're not in Oregon. Oh, my God. Never mind. Portland, Maine. Oh, good grief. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's some. It looks like there was either some damage or something happened over here because the scales are all kind of like either broken up or underwater or something. I've lost the scales, you guys. Bar Harbor. Okay, I'm sorry, I went backwards. Oh my God. Okay, let me look in Nova Scotia. If it'll zoom in for me. Crap. I made it do too many things at one time. Oh God, it froze. Oh geez. Let me turn my air conditioner while it's unfreezing itself. Excuse me, puppy. Thank you. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. Now let's hunt for scales, and I don't see scales. Doesn't mean they're not there. I just don't see them. All right. Is this a scale? Let's look. It looks like the other ones. Let's see where we are. Okay, so this is the tip of, where are we? Oh my God, look where we are. So here's Maine, and we've gone all the way up here, and there's still scales and stuff going on up here, and scalloped edges. So I'll kind of stop right there. But it ended about where the United States ended. That was interesting. So let's look down here and see if this could potentially be one of those talons. So meaning, is this the long pointy fingernail of, that's weird looking. Oh, you guys, that's an odd texture down there. That is an odd texture of whatever this thing is down there, that it might be a talon or some kind of a fingernail. Let's see how far we got. Oh, not very far. See, what I'm suspecting is this is the top, the part that's kind of like aqua blue, from that fills up. Hold on, I've got it. Oh, sorry, I went too far. Roughly at the top and the bottom, that blue, and then it keeps going on the far right side. It keeps going down. So that's what I'm seeing. If this looks like it could be potentially like a roughed up fingernail or talon. And again, I think these are sticking up like above water when you see stuff like this. The dark instead of a hole. Okay, that's the tip of it. Okay. So that is potentially the bottom walking talon of a much bigger creature. Now, where is okay, let me check on you guys. How you doing? Do you want to look at more? You good? You good today? What do you think about it? What do you think? Isn't that crazy? So if that's a bat wing, okay, if this is a bat wing, if this is a wing, then this looks like it could be potentially be a type of a leg or something going on right now, or right here. And then like the wrist, I don't know what you call it on a creature like this. The wrist, and then here's the talons of this creature with wings. Here's its leg. And then if we look at here, why is this sticking out over here? What's going on over here? Gulf of California. Now, I'm just curious. I'm going to go to the coast and look at the coast of the tip of whatever this peninsula is, Cabo San Lucas, and I'm going to look for scales. That's what I'm going to. Oh, shit. Yep. Girl, no. Wait a minute. Let me hold on. Maybe it's maybe it's not scales. Hold on. Maybe it's not scales. Let's let it focus. Oh dear. Okay. Let's try something else. Oh. Let me see if this is one big wave or if this might be see it could just be like water on the beach. Potentially. Okay, just looking for scales. Looking for scales. So if you see scales, and again, this might just be water lapping up on the beach. So I'm going towards the Gulf of Mexico, or I'm sorry, the Gulf of California. Not seeing scales doesn't mean they're not there. It's just not seeing them. Okay, the only reason I'm looking is it's really pointy, and I want to see if there's anything odd because it's pointy. I'm not seeing scales. Do you guys see scales, or does it just look like the water splashing on the shoreline? Hold on, let me look. It may or may not be water. I thought it was water. That looks like water, doesn't it? Water waves. That does not look like scales, right? I mean, if you think it is, let me know. But I was assuming that this was waves on the shoreline. Again, may not be true, but I was just assuming. So, let's go up here to San Angeles, Diego, Baja. Let's look on the coast of California and see if we see any scales. Or if we're looking at waves lapping up on the shore. Oh, sorry, went backwards. Sorry about that. Okay, so in my opinion, you tell me yours, it looks like waves, not scales. Wait a minute. Maybe I don't know what I'm looking at. Hold on. Okay, not the waves, but like right here are these scales. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna focus in or not. Let's see. Okay. Uh, I don't know if these are roadways. I'm trying to get closer to see because the white part is water, it appears. And then I want to see if the stuff in the middle is actually a scale. These roadways. I can't get it to focus. I think this is just a road. One of the things I'm looking at, not a scale, but a road. See. Now we do have a little scalloping, but that could be natural. Let's see. It's our opinion. That's all we're doing is forming our opinion. What the crap is that? Hold on. Wait a minute. What is this? Where am I? Well, you guys, what is that? What am I looking at? Where am I? You guys, where in the world am I? Oh, there I am. There am I in Mexico. Okay. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's move on. We're still in Mexico. We're not even to California. I thought I was in California. I think that's a common mistake. All right. Let's see it. Again, I don't know if this is some torn up something. I don't know, or if it is actually scale, because it looks like broken rock instead of like sand. And to me, it looked like more, if there was a scale, it was a nice sandy beach. But we're still in Mexico. And I don't know if these are scales or not, but I don't see breaks. I don't see anything that looks like Florida in the East Coast so far. Now there is something white there, but I do think it is the water. Uh, the waves and the water. I think that's what it is. If it's not, you guys tell me, because that's what it looks like to me. Is water in the waves. But if I'm missing something, please tell me. If you're seeing something I'm not. Okay, let me go up. Okay, Puerto Rico, and let's go look. So we've got something kind of protruding. If there is a scale, maybe it will be here. And that just looks artificial. It's like, are we in the United States yet? Oh my God. This is such a big freaking country. San Jose. How big is your country? Damn it, fuck. Okay. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Good grief. How big is Mexico? Tijuana. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in about right here to see if anything's different or at least the same. Still, again, doesn't that look like waves, you guys? I might be mistaken, but it all looks like waves. Oh my God, is this the border finally? Ugh. Oh, wait, hold on. Now, this reeks of. Let's see. You guys, this might have been just one long continuous. Now, this looks like a scale. These look like scales. Yeah. Did something change? Because these do look like scales. Some type of a scale. It could be artificial. Let's check it out. Let's see. Are we? Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure I was in the US. looking for scales. Okay, now let's look at here because this is either artificial or a scale. Do you think they did this artificially in there, you guys? I'm having a hard time telling. Now that looks like a potential of being a scale. Did the coast of California like get eaten up or something? Did something happen to California? Let's see. I'm not seeing the same thing though, you guys. Are you? Something completely different. Okay, now I'm seeing is either a road or we're looking at scales now. Seeing on the outside, again, it's either a road or some form of a scale. Or a built up beach. It was clear in Florida what was going on with the scales. It's, to me, my opinion, inconclusive over here on my skill level because it's just could be built up and a road. Okay. Oh my. Oh my gosh, I'm up in Washington. Check it out. I'm up in Washington. Oh, there it is. There's the scales. Oh, you guys, here's the scales. I'm up in Washington. I don't know where I am now, but okay, so if we're up here in Washington, let's see if it's possible that this is a wing. Let's take a look. We've got the scalloped edge, scalloped edge, scalloped edge. It's a potential, but you just don't know. Okay. What do you guys think? Oh my God. And what is this? Are these talons? These are all underwater, so they're kind of hard to see. And did they disintegrate? I would like to be able to do this to a flat Earth map. That would be nice. Anywhere else you guys think I should look to try and find talons or wings or anything? Swear to something pointed and say. Nah, I don't see anything over there. What do you guys think? Woo, what'd you think? That was something. I think I had myself. Oh, there we go. Oh, I fixed it. Oh my gosh, it took forever, but I fixed it. What do you guys think about a ton of the coastlines being scales? Scallop scales, like dragon scales, lizard scales. There's claws in the water. When I look at the nose confunded map, like the known world, let me see if I can get closer on these. I know they're hard to see. Nose confunded map, the known world. Images. Oh, I'm gonna hiccups. Okay. Uh, just without showing it to you, I'm just gonna look at it myself. The no skin funded map. Do a little squinty eye thing. At some point, I might buy this for myself. Hold on. Okay, so I'm looking at this where all these places are, where the feet might be, where. Sorry, do the squinty thing. Okay, I've got a question. I can't tell by this map; it's blurry and everything. I have a question. Okay, when you look at Africa, because Africa, Asia, they all look squished together. Everything is right there. So if they did break apart, let me see. What a journey! Wasn't that cool? We'll end there and we'll come back and look at me looking at No Skin Funded map and going over here and see if I can put these two maps together and find out where all those feet are in the middle of the ocean. Because this is what we're looking at. Africa is shaped like that. And haven't you seen? I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot just to have it. How some people are saying that Africa is actually a skull of a creature or something like that. What if Africa ended up being the skull of the dragon? I'm not saying it is. Just what if? Well, it looks like whatever we're doing here was large creatures at the beginning. Press the plasma button, fill in the blank. You know what happened? Like, oh no, I'm not flying anymore, and I'm heavy like a rock. Ah! You know that kind of stuff. So we had the big ones first, and then like, and then the ones that created this were like, oh shit, we made them way too big. Don't make them that big next time, because like the head is the size of Africa, you know. So it's like, okay, we'll make them smaller. So they make them smaller, but I don't know what happens. They just, I guess they're not good at making universes or lands. I don't know, or creatures. So those ones that were smaller, they're all like, woo! It's like, oh no, we put this in timeout. Oh no, ah. And those fell on top of the larger ones, the ones that were like the one big massive continent, let's say. And then smaller, I'm just making up a number. Let's say there was one big old dragon, kapow, and it fell down. That's how it worked. And then there were 10 smaller ones than that. So the 10 smaller ones fell down on top of that dragon. And then they're like, oh, that didn't work out. Let's try it again. Let's make them smaller. So, and now in the same space, let's say they make 20 of them. So they're that much smaller, you know. And it's like, well, that didn't work. You know, let's make them even smaller. Those are hard to control. And just over and over and over, this experiment is, let's say, plasma halted. So is that okay if they can say it's been plasma halted a few times? A redo. Let's just make everybody not move anymore. So it looks like just over and over and over, they're just piled on top of each other. That's why you see the big land masses are the larger ones. And then you get to Colorado and you see what looks like a, oh, look at that. Let me see. So real quick, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But let me see if I can find Colorado. And the bone pile. I'm calling it a bone pile. Because wait, where's the edge of Colorado? So it's like, look at this stuff over here. So this is not the bone pile, but check it out. That's electricity. That's what electricity does. Or feathers. One of the two, electricity or feathers. They kind of look similar. Okay, like what kind of creature is that? Is it the feathers? Like what kind of? This is Colorado, you guys. This is very interesting. Dragons. It appears all over the place. Everywhere it goes, like a dragon. Here's Fruta, and Fruta again. You see the animal. Here's the nose. I have the nose in the center. Now what I call the left eye in the center, and now the right eye in the center. Following me? Then I'm going to go out, and up here around Grand Junction, which now I have in the center, this is the ear of the puppy dog. And then where's Fruta? Okay, here's Fruta. See, it's the ear of the puppy dog. I went to Fruta, and I go down there, and where's the mountain? I can't see. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out where I am. Maybe it was up here. Maybe it was this campground. I'm trying to remember. Possibly right here. So while I was right there up at this campground, you can see all kinds of stuff that are going that's going on around you. So again, from this perspective, let's see. Because I can't remember where the quarry is in Frutas. Sorry, I don't know that. Wow, it is just beautiful there. I'm trying to find, because it was when it starts to get like real pink. That's where all the quarrying took place. So anyway, this is a puppy dog's ear. While I was there, when you get at a top point and you look around, you can see what it is. Is this dog fur? So you can see all the pink. All the pink. And then what is that? Now, so that was the what I call the puppy dog. Oh, I'm sorry, it's upside down now. My bad. Sorry, upside down puppy. Now, look at that, you guys. I followed so many of these ridges and found so many, I don't know what to call it, dinosaurs and stuff. Look at that. This looks almost like a root system. What is that? What? Look. Doesn't that look like roots or something growing? What in the world? Okay, we got the Rio Grande. Let's see, what kind of texture is that? Oh my god. Like, seriously, what is that? And then what happened over here? Oh, those are uh it's just where they grow food. It's farming. The circles are farming, by the way. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Like, check it out. That's farming. You can see how dry it is because there's hardly any green. Circles at one time, those were all green, and there's hardly any water, so there's just a little bit of green now. Same here. Same kind of stuff. You've got the farms. This is how you irrigate them. Circles. Uh, anyway, those are farms. If you're wondering, those are farms. And when you look at a lot of these mountains, these ridges, a lot of the times you'll see a creature like a head, neck, body, and you'll see them close to each other. Like, what did this? What is this? What creatures are these? Are these wings? Are these big giant feathers that fell down? Mud Fossil University has a lot of really good guesses, in my opinion. Mount Harvard in the background. Wow. Okay, there's Canyon City. Oh wait, here's Colorado Springs. I want to look at Colorado Springs because I'm curious, very curious. Wait, where'd it go? Oh my gosh, I just saw it. Where'd you go, Colorado? Oh, there it is. There's a lot going on in Colorado Springs. Does anybody know if there are any entrances to like tunnels underground and where those would be? Because they usually put them on like the edge of town where there's like a truck stop. Gosh, that'd take a lot of looking though. Okay. All right. Oh my God, we had our fun. Hey, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Oh my God. That was awesome. Hey, check out thegodbubble.com. I've got $35 workshops. So if you're wanting to do one of my workshops on demand, they are $35 and not 400. And you can even take several of them. So hey, thanks for hanging out. And I guess I will see you on the next video.